So in today's web dev tip, we're going to start looking at how we can give the user a choice of which video they're actually going to send someone to with their rickroll URL. But before we do that, we're just going to have a quick story review and actually write the story for giving the user that choice in our project board. So first of all, let's just actually tick off some of the stories that we've done so far. So what we had in progress before was that as a user, I want to be able to have a web interface so that I can generate the short URLs. Well, we've done that. We've created the web app and we've actually finished off most of that functionality. I've actually pushed that code live as well now, so that should be built and on the live site. So let's go through some of the other stories as well. So as a user, I want to be provided with instructions that I understand how to use the short URL, but we haven't done that yet, so let's leave that for the moment. And I want to be able to create a short URL so that I can send it to my colleague or friend. Well, we've done that. It's kind of a bit of a composite story here. I think we had something in the acceptance criteria that I will be able to click a button to generate the URL, and also that we've copied it to the clipboard as well, so we can sign that off. And again, that's been pushed live to our main domain, so that should be live on the service now. So we're actually going to add in a new story to accommodate that user choice. We'll need to make some changes on the front end and the back end. And you can imagine if this was an ongoing project, you might receive new work, new tasks, new stories to do throughout the project. And this is just an example of how the scope or the features of a particular project might change over time. So let's add in a new story here, and we'll just say, as a user, I want to have a choice of where I send people to who use the rickroll URL. And we'll put a bit of acceptance criteria in here as well. So given I am using the web interface, we'll say, when I create a new rickroll URL, then I have a choice of videos to send users to. So that's just some simple acceptance criteria there. We want to give the users a predefined list of videos or locations to be sent to, and I'll explain why in the next video, but we'll just add that in as an acceptance criteria as well. Given I am using the web interface, when I create a new rickroll URL, then I have a limited number of options to choose from. And as I say, this is from a security point of view, and I'll explain a bit more in the next video, but we'll keep that as a set of acceptance criteria for this story, and we'll actually move that to in progress because we're going to start working on that next. So that was just a quick story review of where we are on our project board, and we've signed a few stories off and created a new one, as you might expect to happen in a normal project as things kind of change over time. And so in the next web dev tip, we're going to take a look at how we can start giving that user a choice and how we can make those changes on the front and the back end. But that's it for this tutorial. Stay tuned for more web dev tips.